Hello, hello, my soul family. Have you ever have a feeling that you are living in this world, but at the same time you're kind of out of it? If yes, then there's a high chance you might be a starseed. And in today's video, I wanted to share with you several signs that can indicate that you are actually a starseed and that can give you kind of a starting point to explore further who you truly are. Let's dive in right away. So the first sign, and I would say the most powerful sign that you might be a starseed is that you have this incredible longing to go home. You go out on the street, especially maybe at night, and you look at the stars and you kind of tell yourself, especially if you had like a shitty day, you kind of tell yourself, I want to go home. I just wish I could take off and get away from here and go home where it's nice and peaceful. So this is the very first sign that a lot of starseeds experience here on Earth. The sign number 2 is that you never feel like you belong anywhere, and even with your family, even with the people closest to you. And although you might always be surrounded by a lot of people, because you have very light energy and people are naturally drawn towards you, so that's why you might be surrounded by a lot of people in your life, but you never truly deeply connect with a lot of people, and you feel quite lonely most of the time of your life, and having friendships with people who are like you, for you it's quite a big challenge here in this world. So this is the second sign. The third sign is that you're very sensitive to energies around you, and especially to negative energies around you, which includes negative, like electricity and things like that. So you might interfere with electrical devices around you, but also energy of people, people's toxicity, people's emotions, and you can feel them quite heavy inside yourself, especially if you haven't learned yet how to control that ability to sense energy from people. Okay, this is the third sign. The fourth sign is that you feel a very strong connection to nature and animals, or animal world, a much stronger one compared to the human world. So, and when you find yourself, for example, in the forest or on the beach or anywhere where you are close to nature, you feel more like you're at home rather than when you find yourself around people and buildings and any man-made things. Okay, so for many starseeds, it's nature is a place to recharge themselves. Nature is a place to kind of reconnect to that feeling that we are actually home here, even though we are not. And I find personally for myself that this is my place of where I escape from humanity from time to time when it feels a little bit heavy for me. So, and this is one of the things that a lot of starseeds also share between themselves. Another sign that you might be a starseed is that you find that the systems of this society, a lot of systems on which this society is built, and a lot of values on which this society is built, is simply wrong. They are simply broken. There is something wrong with them, and you can feel that inside your fibers, and you have this really strong urge to do something about it, to change something, to change for the better. And guess what? Some of the starseeds literally come here to change systems in which this planet operates, and this is one of your missions. Not every single one of us is here to do exactly that, but a lot of starseeds come specifically for that mission, because a lot of starseeds come here to actually work more with people rather than systems, but this is something that for many of us can be acutely felt, because even though we are not here to change that specific aspect of planet Earth, or not necessarily change, because we're not here to change anything really, but we are here to assist with change. And we all feel it very acutely, because where we come from, our society is much more evolved, our systems are basically working. So that's very hard for us to be in the vicinity, or not even just in the vicinity, but function within the systems that we inherently feel are not right. Okay, so this is another sign. And another one that I actually personally find as well and struggle with quite often, and it might seem a bit condescending and a bit like, you know, we are on our high horse, but it's we really don't tolerate stupidity or like narrow-mindedness, let's call it like that. It's very hard for us to, you know, we have a lot of compassion towards people, we have a lot of love, we have a lot of understanding, we have this strong need to help them because we understand that this is a young civilization. But at the same time, the stupidity is something that is very hard to tolerate for us. Stupidity that shows in a, you know, like in a way that people are allowing themselves to be sucked into the fear, to not see what's really happening, to not even try to understand what's happening. And that is a big trigger for a lot of starseeds, because we understand that here on Earth, there is free will and people are just not using it most of the time. And witnessing this is quite hard for us, quite challenging. Okay. Another thing that pops into my mind when I think about starseeds is that I already said before, we don't agree with a lot of values, and we do not understand why people here on Earth, I'm talking to you as if you were already starseed, guys, but that's kind of my position. But we don't understand why people on Earth here, they don't understand how the energy functions, how that it's not just the physical world that we live in. The universe is not just physical. The universe is actually energy, and everything is energy. And we do not understand why people, after all this time, this civilization, after all this time, still haven't understood the basic laws of the universe in terms of how the universe works, and that everything is energy around ourselves, and just accept the fact that we cannot only see what we have in front of our eyes, but also see with our heart and feel with our energy field what's really going on around us. So it's really something that it's very hard for us to understand. On one hand, of course, we understand that people are still learning. This civilization is very young and it's still evolving. But at the same time, it has been said and said so many times. It's kind of spreading in the last years, and still people are very skeptical. People are very close-minded toward that subject, and it's really hard for us to understand. Okay, so these are all the signs that pop into my mind right away when I think about being a starseed, because I'm a starseed myself, and I like periodically from time to time these things pop up for me, the triggers, the, you know, like the struggles, but also the good things, the good moments on planet Earth, when I remind myself that I'm here to do something nice, to contribute to the development of this beautiful planet. So if you find yourself as well connecting to all these signs, or at least to most of these signs, that there is a high chance that you might also be a starseed, just like me. And just like me, you are here for a very special mission to help planet Earth ascend, develop, and, you know, elevate its vibration to reach the 5D state. So let me know in comments if any of these signs resonated with you, and if yes, which ones. I would be really curious to hear that and connect with more of the starseeds in this world. And if you're not a member of my Facebook group yet, feel free to join it. I will share the link in the description of this video so that you can connect with other people just like you, or at least people who feel that they are starseeds, they are light workers here to help humanity. So I will pop that in the comments, and I will look for your feedback to hear from you, whether you feel or not that you might be a starseed. Thank you very much for watching that video, and talk to you very soon.